Great day, great morning, great day. Happy Wednesday. I believe some call it hump day. I call it Worship Wednesday. I hope that by now it's close to 8 o'clock, but not quite. Got about 15 minutes. We're about 15 minutes out, but I hope that by now all of you are having a wonderful Wednesday. I wanted to jump in because I've not jumped in a while to share a word this morning as it relates to our thoughts, as it relates to our words, our thoughts becoming our words becoming that language that we speak, and the importance of the things that we allow in the gate of our minds. And so I wanted to share this morning a word that I'm super excited about and moving forth with more studying on. We all know Proverbs 23:7 is a very familiar passage of scripture. It says, "For so as a man thinketh, so is he." And so when we think of the word think, when we look at the word think, I want us to look at the word think in terms of the Hebrew translation. Sha'ar, I believe is what it is, and what it means is it talks about an open gate. It says that in the Hebrew translation, thinks or thinketh means sha'ar. And so when we think of that, I want to ask a question, as I asked on last night on our one of our brothers prayer line. I asked the question, what is it, what are you allowing in your gate? What are you allowing in the gate of the mind? Because as Solomon tells us in Proverbs 23:7, so as a man thinketh, so as he. So what you think is what you've allowed to get in your thoughts by means of your gate. And so I believe in not just that, but I also believe in the word that is found in Luke the 6th chapter. I'm sorry, the 45th verse. That latter part, it says, "For abundance of the heart, out of the abundance of the heart, his mouth speaketh." So meaning out of your heart, that's what comes out of your mouth. And so my concern is still, what is it that we allow to get in the gates of our minds? Because once that stuff or whatever it is that we allow in our minds, that's what will go forth out of those very things will somehow drift off into our hearts, and from the heart it comes out of the mouth. And so I want to encourage you, as I'm encouraging myself, be mindful of what you take in. Be mindful of what you open your mind to, your gate, the gate of your mind. Be mindful of that, because whatever you open that gate up to, whatever you allow to come in through that gate of the mind, that's what will come. That's what will drift off into your heart. And even with drifting off into your heart, that's what will come out of your mouth. I often tell people, and I used to often say, but I still say it now, just not as much. I said, a person can only give you what they have. They can't give you something that they don't have. And what I'm saying is, whatever pours out of a person's mouth, that's what has been poured in or taken in through the mind and the ears. And so I believe that God is wanting us to be mindful of our eye gates, very guarding of our eye gates, to be very guarding of our ear gates, what we allow to go in our eyes, what we allow to go in our ears, and be mindful of our mouth gate, but also be mindful of our mind gate, because there's an opening there. And we know there's an opening there because we know that the word think, that is translated by and meaning is translated by a meaning of the word sha'ar, and we know that sha'ar is an opening. It's an opening. And so what is it that you are allowing in your mind gate? What is it that you are taking in that you know is not healthy? What is it that you are allowing even in to come out of your mouth? And as much as you want to speak kind words and be very cordial in your conversations, if you've allowed things that were contaminated to get in your mind, if you've allowed things that were tainted to get in your minds, I'm afraid those are the things that's going to come out your mouth gate. If you've allowed contamination to get in your minds, if you've allowed things that were tainted and unhealthy to get in your mind, those are the type of things, that's the type of language that will come out of your mouth. Remember, what goes in, it has to come out. And so whatever you allow to come in, to get in, to go in your mind, those are the things that's going to come out. So remember, Luke 6:45 says, for out of the abundance of the heart, his mouth speaketh. For out of the abundance of the heart, for out of the abundance of here is what comes out of your mouth. So whatever you've allowed to get in that heart, ask God, and I have to do the same. Ask God to do spiritual surgery on your heart. Ask God to give you a heart to circumcise your heart. I just when I thought I was in a good place, some years ago, I found out that I really wasn't. I was that person going to church every Sunday, Bible study, participating in prayer, all of that. But I was not in a good place because I realized that there were some things that I had taken on and allowed to drift in my heart that was holding me back. And I didn't realize those things were holding me back. My heart was stony in some areas. I was bitter with some people. I believe even had developed hatredness in my heart, but didn't want to call it hatredness. Why? Because I didn't want to be real with myself. So I tell people now, be real with yourself. And not only that, don't try to be anyone else. You are the best version of you that you can ever be. You can't be duplicated, no matter what you think or no matter what other people think. You are an original. And so don't take on anybody's else characteristics, because you don't know why they are what they are. You don't know why they say what they say. You don't know why they do what they do. So you be the best authentic person that you can be. But in doing so, and in being that person, make sure you guard your eye gates. I have to say it again. Make sure you guard your ear gates. Make sure you guard your mouth gate. Make sure you guard the gate of your mind. And in guarding those gates, then in that manner, you will only take in, you will only release those things that have gone in the mind gate, those things that have come in through the eye gates, those things that have come in through the ear gates. You will only release the things that you've taken in, right? And that's what will come out your mouth. So be mindful, and whatever it is that you want to see, you desire to see in this season, speak it. I often tell people, speak what it is that you want to see, and whatever it is that you want to see happen or go forth or, be manifested in your life. You speak those things, and in that season, I believe that God will allow those things to be manifested. Okay, let's go ahead. Excuse me, I haven't heard much of the birds this morning. They're out there, but they're not as loud as normal. So let's go ahead and do our declarations, because I don't have a reason to sit in the car much longer, because I like to sit out here. If you've been listening to me, I like to hear the birds chirping, but they're not that loud this morning. So let's go ahead and do our declarations. I declare and I decree that on today, you and I will be more mindful of what we take in the gate of our minds. I declare and decree that you and I will be more mindful of what we take in through the gates of our eyes. I declare and I decree that we will be more mindful of what we take in through the gates of our ears. And I declare and decree that we will be more mindful of what we take in of what we allow out of the gate of our mouth. I declare and I decree that on today, that not only will we be mindful, but we will think on the things that are an addendum to our life that will bring about a positive life, a life of optimistic living. And not only that, but I declare and I decree that we will look at that scripture in a totally different way, that says that for so as a man thinketh, so is he. I declare and I decree that I and you will understand that whatever it is that we're speaking, that's what we are. I declare and I decree that we understand that. I declare and I decree that we also understand that out of the abundance of the heart is what the mouth speaketh, so that to keep our hearts from becoming contaminated. I declare and I decree that we will speak life and speak life more abundantly. I declare and I decree that no darkness, no chaos, no confusion, no foul demon. I declare and I decree no discord, no destruction, and no disunity will draw nigh unto us. But the peace of God will forever come into our dwelling place now and forevermore. And I declare and I decree that even as the enemy comes in, because he will try you like a flood, that God is continually now and forevermore. He will continue to lift up that standard to protect us. I declare and I decree that God's blood will cover you, protect you, not only you, but even myself. His blood will cover and protect myself as well as our children, as well as our children's children. And not only that, but that same blood will protect our families. Okay? I love all of you. I look forward to talking to you soon. And remember, whatever you do on today, remember to guard the gates, because your life really depends on you guarding those gates. I love you. We will talk soon. Okay? Shalom.